I've been taking like melatonin gummies to help me sleep, and so I took.
Are they like Flintstones?
No, they're like
The chewables.
The chewables.
fuck you guys.
He can't swallow pills.
You can't?
No. What?
There's one thing you can say.
We know from experience.
Fuck you guys. I'm out of here.
Okay, finish telling your story.
Him and Bubba take the same shit, same melatonin.
Angelique goes. Brrr.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the D.O.G podcast. As always, I'm Drew with OC and German, and today we're going to talk about how great the Kansas City Chiefs are. We're going to glaze for a whole hour. We're not going to even spend any time talking about the other game because that other game was lame. Let's talk about the Chiefs and Bills. Go ahead.
At this point, what left is there other than to glaze the Chiefs, right? To get a chance to three-peat, first ever.
No.
They were saying like a stat like of Mahomes, had he not lost the one against Brady, he'd be working on his fifth one, right?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Or his
he'd be going
his
for
fifth
a
one.
fifth.
Like, it's insane. And like only being in the league for what, 7 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is year 7.
That's absolutely insane. It was just like, everybody wants to like blame the refs and stuff. And yeah, some of the calls.
Give a shout out to all the people that are conspiracy theorists on this.
The whole rigging stuff is like,
So stupid.
Some of those calls, like the fourth down or whatever, was just like, okay, it's close, but he obviously didn't get it.
You can't determine if he got it or he
Yeah.
didn't.
Listen. Let me pick an axe here. If you think the NFL is rigged, then pick the winning side that you know is going to win every time, which is the Chiefs.
Stop. Yeah.
Stop thinking that they're going to lose, because I hear it from every person that hates the Chiefs. Oh, well, it's rigged for them. Okay, well then that should tell you know who's gonna win. Stop trying to think they're gonna lose.
Right.
Every league needs a villain. It went from the Patriots to now the Chiefs, right? In boxing, you had Mayweather for years dominate the sport, and he was a villain, right?
They're always saying the refs are getting them there.
Yeah, but everybody loves to hate a villain. This is the new villain, right?
Yeah.
And I told a lot of people that were just like, oh, well, the Bills. I'm like, bro, until someone knocks Mahomes off this throne, I'm not going to go against him, because I seen Brady do it firsthand in the division for 20 years.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what? I'm just going to sit back and I'm just going to enjoy Mahomes.
What's crazy is that's the last guy that dominated Mahomes in the playoffs was Brady.
Yeah.
With the Patriots when he won his last one over there, and then with the Bucks when he beat them in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's crazy now to think you look at all the things that the Chiefs are doing, right? And they're doing so many things right on offense and so many things right on defense, to where the Patriots were the only ones that made them look like fools at any time, at any point in time. How smart do you think Tom Brady really is? Because he did it with both freaking teams.
Yeah.
He was basically making him look like what he's doing to Josh Allen now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's insane. But then Tom Brady has also done that to fucking Peyton Manning. Right? Yeah. Even back then, there was sometimes a back and forth. Yeah. Roethlisberger, when he won those 2 Super Bowls, and then Eli. You tell Eli beat him twice.
Yeah. Eli was his that was his kryptonite.
And that was his kryptonite. He couldn't beat Eli. and then he lost. And then he lost to Foles. And then he lost to Foles once. Yeah. He even put up 500 yards against Foles.
He did.
And that's insane that Patrick Mahomes is just fucking dominating everybody else, but the one guy, but Brady.
In 20 years from now, the debate is going to be who's the real GOAT, Patrick Mahomes or Tom Brady. And the argument is actually going to get to come up Brady beat Mahomes twice in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Twice. Yeah. That's going to be a huge game changer. Mm-hmm. But he's able to do something that Brady couldn't do, which win 4 in his first 7. Mm-hmm. Brady won 3 in his first 7.
Or to go 3 in a row.
Yeah. This is by far the best dynasty in sports right now.
Yeah.
100%.
Winning back-to-back Super Bowls is one of the most difficult things to do in all of sports. Now these guys are looking to do it a third time, and I think that they're really going to do it.
I think so too.
And that it's unfathomable how good this Chiefs team is, and we've talked about it. It's probably offensively their worst team that they've had this entire time.
This was the first time they've scored over 30 points all year in a game.
They needed
They've been terrible.
And they got it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Mahomes hasn't been throwing for 300, not even 250. Like he's been throwing like around 200 yards, under 200 yards a game, or right around there. You know,
Right.
He's not blowing the doors off with the offense. It's been the defense. Steve Spagnuolo with Chris Jones and his schematic like genius of what he's creating. Right.
Well,
but
go ahead.
It's like they do just what when they need a play or when they need a drive, they're gonna go and get it.
Yeah.
When they stopped them right on that quarterback sneak where people still think that he was over the line, whether he was or he wasn't. You just knew. I knew instantly. I'm like, they're gonna go score right now. Like that. That's because they know
what
they
good
need
teams
points.
do.
Yeah,
That's what good teams do.
they're gonna
Yeah.
go put you away. They're gonna go up a score. And the Bills, credit them, they still came back and tied it, right? But then when they needed another drive, right, when they needed to put the game away, that's what Mahomes does. And Andy Reid gets into his back. Like you see him like roll out of because I tell you guys all the time how teams get so conservative with their play calling. It's just like, oh, run right, run right, run right. Andy Reid didn't do that. He went run to the middle, and then on second down, I think it was 2nd and 9, he rolled Mahomes out. And like it was like a little dump off, and they get him into space where it creates a havoc for a defense.
Well, that's what like when they did it multiple times in like big games where it's like 4th and 5 or like 4th and 3 and they go for it. Like I don't know how many times they've done. They did it in the Super Bowl against the Niners in overtime. And it's just like, yeah, and then they roll him out. And then you see him rolling out, and you're like, he's for sure going to get it. He's going to keep it, or he's going to dunk it over the middle.
He makes the right choice every single time because it's like, oh, you're going to play off, then I'm going to take the 3 yards.
He just out schemes everybody.
You're going to come up, I'm going to dump it over the top, you know? So it's just whenever they need something, you know they're going to go down and go do it. It just reminds me of the Patriots with Tom Brady.
It's just pure dominance.
Well,
it's just
and then-
being significantly better at the game than your opponents.
Yeah, and then it's just like you talked about the defense. You brought up the defense. Yeah, they stopped them on that 4th with the quarterback sneak. How many times did they stop quarterback sneak that game? Like every time Josh Allen wanted to keep it, he would roll to his left and
guard.
they would just there was like 4 or 5 guys there every single time.
It's mind blowing to me that no one in Buffalo is paying attention to hey, Josh Allen, maybe you go right.
Go the other way.
Quit going
or
left.
let's not run that. Let's pretend let's run that and hand it off.
Play of the game, I think, is the what is it? One of the touchdowns when they went down. They were down 21-10. They stopped them out of the first drive out of the third quarter, and then the Bills go down, score a touchdown. There's a flag on the PAT, right?
Yes.
They take the penalty,
the 2-point conversion.
right? They get the ball at the 1. They tried the
quarterback sneak, and then
And they
that
got
was
stuffed.
when they got stuffed, and I was like, that set the tone.
Yeah.
That set the tone for the defense.
And they were so prepared. Look at how they line up over the guard,
Right.
over the left guard.
right.
They
And-
play gaps really well.
Yes.
And I think that's what they get from Spags is like the over preparedness. Well, not the over preparedness, but I mean they are way more prepared than their opponent.
Like situationally,
situational. Wait, dude, they went 4th and 5 and they go a corner blitz. Like everybody wants to put the blame on Kincaid or Josh Allen for not being able to make a play. I saw fucking RG3 said something stupid earlier. Like he said that Josh Allen should have changed the protection of like to pull the right guard over.
I mean,
it's a corner blitz.
Who is prepared for a corner blitz
Who
on
the
4th and
f- on
5?
fourth
Did
and
you guys
5?
see his
You're
right
expecting-
guard? His right guard didn't touch the soul. He didn't know who to block.
His right
How
guard.
is that
because,
Josh's fault?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They fucked it up, but it wasn't like that. They fucked it up because they had the entire game. They had been showing them that same front when every time they got on man, right? And then there was guys. They like every single time the same guys would bail. So they did that same front, set it up like, okay, now I know what you're gonna do. So they didn't change the protection. Did something different, and the fucking corner came off the edge. Like they send more guys than they were able to protect.
Yeah.
That's not Josh's fault. That's why I was like RG3. That's why you got fired from ESPN because it was like, dude, you're a quarterback of the NFL. You don't like even you don't see this.
But that's just you know Spagnuolo had something in his bag. He's like, if we get into a situation where we need a fourth down stop, this is what I'm gonna call.
That's insane. That's what I was like.
and he waited on that because you said he had been showing that front
Right.
earlier in the game.
He baited him.
he-
He baited it.
yeah,
I'm
he
going to show
baited
you
it.
early, so you put it. Josh Allen's going to think about this later on in the game. I'm going to bring it up again, and I'm going to do a complete 180.
That's some Madden shit, dude.
And he
100%.
still made a great throw.
and he still gave his guy a
It was
chance
a
to
back
catch
foot,
it.
back foot
Yeah.
little, just not quite a Hail Mary, but just to throw it up
on
there.
a dime. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And he
not his
dropped
fault. He had Mark Andrews 2.0 out there.
It's not as bad as Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews was
No,
way
Mark
worse.
Andrews wide open, falling over for no reason.
It
Kincaid
sucks.
laid out
Yeah,
for it.
He, yeah.
It's
He tried.
unfortunate. it's unfortunate.
It's unfortunate.
I think you got a 50% catch on that ball, especially at tight end.
Yeah.
Like if that's your number one receiver,
And then that wasn't the end of the game because they still had a chance to stop him with the 3 timeouts.
They would have gone.
Exactly.
If they would have stopped them, they would have gone the ball back with like 53 seconds left.
But again, the setup of the play. Did you see the first down? P. Ryan,
dude.
you got it's basically what we call railroad.
Mm-hmm.
So you get all these mesh routes coming across,
Uh-huh.
and the linebacker who's keyed in or tagged with the running back has to work over the top or through the corners.
So as soon as I saw them line up in man,
Yeah.
I was like, they're picking up this first down.
Yeah.
There was like, Andy Reid's gonna draw up something crazy.
Once I saw the
running back?
receivers, break
come
in,
across.
I go,
Yeah.
oh, this is a pick route, and then here it comes, and you don't see a linebacker
the
anywhere.
tailback just
Yep.
peels out,
Yep.
dunk it off, fucking first down.
Yeah, because
Easy.
they're playing
Yeah.
man coverage.
Yeah. That's insane, dude. That's what I was like. I was texting Tim, and it was like, dude, they're 2 or 3 steps ahead of their opponent, both offensively and defensively. But Spags, dude, like I don't know how the Hall of Fame system fucking works, but Spags as a defensive coordinator needs to be in the Hall of Fame because how many Super Bowls has he won with the Chiefs already?
And then he went with the Giants.
Yeah. And then when the Giants made that run, they beat like Brett Favre. They went
in and knocked. They were like the 1 year, was it 07 or 11?
It was
they were the
07, yeah.
they were the wild card team. They were the last team to get in.
Yeah,
and
they beat the Giants. They beat the Cowboys.
They beat the Packers
they
in the
beat-
conference championship because I remember it was
the
freezing.
Packers. Yeah.
And then they knocked off the
And they-
undefeated Patriots.
That's what I'm saying. You know, like Spags, whatever he's doing
He wasn't a great
defensively,
head coach, but he's a hell of a defensive coordinator.
Whatever they're doing defensively, in
who
Kansas
cares?
City.
He doesn't. That's why he doesn't. That's why he hasn't left Kansas City.
Yeah,
yet.
he knows. Like
I've been there. I've done that. This is what I do well. This team is really great offensively. I'm really good defensively. Why am I going to leave this situation?
That's the only way they lose in the playoffs if it's because Spags is not there.
yeah,
It's the only way they lose.
Yeah.
Because defensively,
Mahomes is great. Andy Reid's great. The offense has been great, but the backbone of that team is the defense.
Mm-hmm. And they do it every year.
It's held the
with
defense
different-
together.
with different players.
Can you imagine what they're gonna do once Xavier Worthy gets a couple years experience? They get Rashid Rice back. They're probably gonna go and draft another tight end. Once
That's what I'm saying.
leaves.
Pacheco keeps developing.
This is the worst offensive team Mahomes has had. Just wait,
He's still winning.
and he's still gonna win the Super Bowl, dude.
Yeah, D Hop and Juju freaking making plays.
Make situational plays too. Like
Yeah.
D Hop had one catch. Juju had that one big catch for like
Right.
15, 20 yards. So it's like they make plays when they need to make plays.
And
that's
Josh Allen played his ass off, dude. I mean, that's already another time. It was like what
Well, they said,
fourth
like-
time that they've gone to the ropes.
Someone said that Mahomes is turning Josh into Phillip Rivers.
Oh,
I was like, damn.
but I mean, to be fair, he's doing that to everybody else.
he is.
Yeah.
Lamar still can't win a championship. Joe Burrow's not even close right now, right? Like there's Justin Herbert's not even close right now. C.J. Stroud maybe.
Don't leave out my boy Tua.
Yeah.
Tua's not
Don't leave out
close
Tua.
at all, dude.
Hey, he played him head to head.
Tua's
Head to head.
head to head. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. It's like
words.
it doesn't matter. Like no other quarterback is going to be able to win a Super Bowl as long as fucking Patrick Mahomes is around.
Yeah.
Like it's insane. Like he's going to beat Jalen Hurts twice.
Dude, can you imagine just the idea alone? Okay, if he wins the Super Bowl, he's going to be just under 60% of his career winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
People would love to have just under 60% regular season record. 60% of the seasons he plays, he wins the Super Bowl.
That's insane.
outrageous.
It's insane.
That's outrageous.
Some Madden shit, dude.
Yeah.
Some simulation shit, dude.
It's just too easy.
We're all in
it's
some
just too
fucking
easy.
kid's Xbox just running on
Yeah.
fucking. But yeah, dude, it's insane. Are we done glazing the Chiefs, or are we gonna keep going? Or you guys want to talk about the other game, the Eagles and Commanders?
I just want to point something out. Saquon's having a great season. He's having a really good season.
Yeah.
I do want to point out this one thing. He had 15 carries for 119 yards. One carry being 60 yards.
Yeah.
If you take away that one carry for 60 yards, it's only 14 carries for 59 yards.
Yeah, but the dynamic of the game is different.
You're right.
Yeah, because
You're right.
I mean, the play calling. That's how I was like, in football, like so many people want to say like, oh, if this would have happened, or if this would have happened, we would have won. This would have happened, we would have won.
Mm-hmm.
But like, if one play changes the whole dynamic of the game entirely, right? So like, you don't know. So like
But so
something like
early?
that. but because they were up early, right? And then they wanted, like, he already had the big run. They have a lead. You know, they're gonna limit his touches because they want him for the next game. You know what I mean?
I had someone debate me, not debate. We were conversing that the Chiefs defense will not be able to stop Saquon.
That's bullshit.
Because they couldn't stop Cooks. And my simple explanation is that when you play Buffalo, you don't think, how do we stop Cook? You think, how do we stop Josh Allen, right? So your game plan is for Josh Allen. If someone else is going to beat you, someone else is going to beat you. Josh Allen's not going to beat you. When you play the Eagles in the Super Bowl, you're not thinking about Jalen Hurts beating you. Don't let Saquon Barkley beat you. And I think that's going to be the big thing. Is Spags is going to completely change the game plan.
Yeah,
from Bills to Eagles.
I think I see the point though, because I think the Chiefs are rated like 31st in rush defense, but when you get to this point, I don't think they care about that, because at the end of the day, they're like, okay, we're here now. All we're gonna have to do is make Hurts win the game.
Yeah,
the last time they played 2 years ago, Hurts had like his best performance of the playoffs. He threw for like 300 plus, and they still lost. When he's throwing more than like 30, 40 attempts a game, that means they're not winning games, because they want him to hand the ball off. They want to rely on Saquon. They want to rely on the run game to open up the pass game. If they need to pass, great. But they're a rushing team. They don't want to throw the ball.
The Eagles' kryptonite is Jalen Hurts holding the ball.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing, is like, it's going to come down to a play. Like, it's going to be a close game. I'm not saying like the Chiefs are going to completely dominate, but there's going to be a point where the Eagles are going to have to rely on Jalen to make a play, and I don't think he's going to be able to do it.
Yeah, they're going to, for sure. I think at some point they're going to be leading in the game, because like Mahomes always does this. Every time he's won a Super Bowl, he's been down like a touchdown or 10 points.
Both times against the Niners.
Yeah, and then he was down
against the Eagles.
Yeah, he'll come back from it. Like, it's nothing to him. So I'm sure Philly should get off to a hot start, you know, and then the game will be determined through the trenches. Like, they're going to start picking like their spots, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Karlaftis and Chris Jones defensively is going to be a good matchup to see how
they
play
yeah.
the mind games against Kellen Moore and Jalen Hurts.
Kellen Moore crawls into a shell in big games. Just saying.
I mean, we'll see how the dynamic
times.
changes, because I mean, their play calling wasn't all that great against the Packers earlier, right?
The thing is,
I told you this 2 weeks ago. He gets away from what he does well during the season.
And okay, to that point, and then I don't think they've had to play from behind in any game. So
they've gone up quick, and their defense have been stout these past 3 weeks. Their defense has been really good.
And there's this talk too, because Vic Fangio, the defensive coordinator, right? They're giving him all this props, and it's annoying, because he was in Miami last year, and like that went south.
Yeah,
and
went really bad.
And he went to Philly. Well, 2 years ago, before he took the Miami DC job, he got called by the Eagles to come in for the Super Bowl week to help him prepare, because he was the head coach of the Broncos, and he had experience against Mahomes.
Didn't work out.
He got cooked in the playoffs, bro.
At all.
So it's like, okay, everyone's giving their flowers to Vic Fangio. Great. You got to go against Mahomes again.
Yeah.
And you got cooked last time, 2
and
years
Andy
ago.
Reid.
Yeah.
And guess what? Your defense is not your offense is not going to be running up the score against that defense over there.
The thing is, if they get behind, their play calling is going to be completely different, and they're not going to be running the ball. Like, even if they are able to like run the ball early on this defense, which I think they probably will, they're gonna get their big runs.
Saquon's gonna get his,
but then they're also gonna have to keep up with Mahomes, right? So if they're going back and forth, like scoring back and forth, the Eagles are eventually gonna have to get out of their game plan from just running the ball to try to go up 2 scores or to come up from 2 scores, because the Chiefs can go up on 2 scores like that. Yeah, their offense isn't great, but at any moment they can score, right? And so that's the thing, is like, as soon as you get the Eagles out of their game plan of wanting to run the ball because you're trying to keep up with Mahomes, good luck. Because it's going to be hard. And then that's when Jalen starts to make mistakes, right? That's when you rely on him. He starts throwing picks. He fumbles a couple times. So we'll see. But, I mean, do you guys expecting a big shootout? Defensive game?
I'm not expecting a shootout.
What's the
Chiefs, they don't play shootouts. The Chiefs play very slow, and they play methodical. If they need to do a shootout, That's when they score 30 points for the first time in the entire season.
Yeah.
The over-under's at 49.5 points.
That's pretty low.
Yeah.
That sounds like
Normally you
that's-
get like a 55.
That sounds about right. But
So they're
I-
they're expecting like a 27, I don't know, 20,
I think
22 game.
that sounds about right. It's
Yeah,
going to be a
I think
slugfest back
three-
and forth.
The losing team will probably only score 3 times, and the winning team will score 4
So
times.
you guys like 20, 24, 21, 27,
Yeah.
24.
It could be
Yeah.
very much. Because the Eagles, I mean, they don't really settle for field goals very often.
Yeah.
And Jake Elliott's ass, right?
Yeah, he
outside
hasn't-
of 50.
Yeah, he hasn't been good. Well, he's been okay in the playoffs, but he had a rough
Outside this year, he's
he
had
had a rough
rough.
regular
Mhm.
season.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like, so
Everything's
it's gonna,
different in the Super Bowl
So
too.
yeah, and then Harrison Buckner, right, doing his
Yeah.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be close. But if it's close like that, I'm taking Mahomes every single time.
If Mahomes has the ball with 5 minutes or less in the game and it's close,
You're fucked.
You're fucked, dude. You're fucked. He goes and gets it done, dude. He's one of the greatest closers ever.
Damn, dude, that's insane. Hey, I mean, what do you guys think about Jaden Daniels and the Commanders? You guys were heavy on them.
I respectful. I mean, they did a really good job this season, and they're only gonna get better, right? I'm going to assume they're gonna add a first round corner or a linebacker probably. You got Warner playing linebacker. He's getting older. Dan Quinn's your head coach, so more than likely it's going to be a first round defensive pick in my opinion. And then they're probably going to try and add a couple of weapons for Daniels. Go get a receiver
The
in the
best
second
thing that
round.
happened to him was Cliff Kingsbury deciding to stay.
Yeah,
No, that was big. That was huge.
So,
Developing that kid.
That team is really young. They're
But I
got
felt
a bright
like I
future.
felt like they've always had weapons, right? With Brian Robinson, and they had Scary Terry. They had Curtis Samuel there a couple years ago, right?
Yeah.
And then they added Zach Ertz, Austin Eckler. Austin Eckler, I never thought was really all that great.
Austin Eckler. I mean, you're
Well,
a good backup now. Good.
well, he had a
Fumble. He
big
fumbles.
fumble.
He
in
had
there.
that big,
He's
huge
fumbled
fumble.
multiple times at the end of the season. Multiple
Mm.
times.
De'Ami
I don't
Brown,
even. Who's their wide receiver too?
De'Ami Brown, the
Yes.
kid that had like 8 or 6 catches against the Lions, the one that St. Brown was
Oh,
trolling.
yeah, yeah. See,
Yeah, it's
they're-
Terry, De'Ami Brown.
They're a few
Mm.
weapons away from being
Zach Ertz was
being good.
his third down guy.
They're on the come up.
Mhm.
They're kind of like what the Lions were a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna be pretty good in the future.
So is the window closed then for the Lions after that?
No,
Dude,
I don't think so.
They just completely gutted their entire coaching staff.
Yeah.
Everyone's gone except for Campbell.
Yeah, that's gonna. It's gonna.
Dude,
be
I mean,
rough.
their assistants, like they're losing assistants. I mean, everything. That's
the thing is like in the division. I mean, who's on the come up and the come down on like in the NFC North, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like which way are
Well,
the Packers going? Which way
Packers
are the
were
Vikings
stagnant.
going?
I mean,
Which way are the Bears gonna go?
I can't see that the Packers get worse, in my opinion.
You never know, man. They kind of
maybe?
fell apart there at the end.
Well, dude. I mean, who was their receivers at the end of the season?
Their old line was like on their
I know.
third guard.
They had
in
so
one
many
game.
injuries.
Yeah,
I'm not too worried about the Packers. I think the Bears will still be the Bears. Ben Johnson, dude, you're a great play caller. Good job. You're coaching the Bears now, though, dude. Dude, that team is so bad.
Hey, but back to Jaden Daniels. Great season. Go to a 4-win team and then take him to the conference title game.
rookie of the year for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, by
100%.
far.
But
Yeah,
By far.
the only thing, my question is, like, now that everyone has a year of film on him, do we see the sophomore slump like we see
like
CJ?
CJ Stroud.
C.J. Stroud, Justin Herbert,
Mhm.
Tua, everyone's done it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Happened to Dak. I mean, it's happened to everyone.
I guess we'll see. Right?
Brock Purdy, it happens.
Brock Purdy happened to him his like third year.
It still happens.
His sophomore year is when
They
we
went to
made
the Super Bowl when he choked.
Yeah, he left. We talked about it.
He choked.
He left the field with the lead. The only thing is
Choked.
fucking Superman's on the
Choked.
other fucking sideline, fucking Patrick Mahomes. But well, I mean, yeah, dude. I mean, we've been glazing on Mahomes for fucking forever. Jaden Daniels is awesome. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so we're all on the Chiefs for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Do they survive the D.O.G curse?
I'm not
they might as
picking
well.
the Eagles.
Yeah, he's not.
I'm not
he's
picking the Eagles.
I'm not gonna pick the Eagles. I can't.
I'm not picking against Mahomes ever.
Yeah,
in a
Ever-
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl. That's like,
I won't say ever again, but in a Super Bowl, he's probably gonna.
In 15 years now, you might be able to pick against him.
Yeah, because I don't know.
because he gets older or something.
Yeah, because he's
Andy
gonna be
Reid
43
leaves.
years old.
Yeah,
Well, that's what's crazy, dude. Is like you talk about the dominance of Tom Brady, and like he himself has had like what 3 Hall of Fame NFL careers, right?
Yeah.
Like remember when they went on like that big drought because they won like the first 3, went on a huge drought during like the 2010s, and then won another 3. Yeah, like do you think like we see something similar with Mahomes and Andy Reid there? Does Andy Reid stay there for that long?
Why
He's
not?
way older than Bill.
Why not? The only thing that Andy Reid is going to do is just retire. Like I'm getting bored of winning Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Right.
Like it's not fun anymore.
Right. And then Xavier Worthy becomes a dude.
Yeah.
Becomes a weapon.
I think the Chiefs are only going to get better.
Yeah.
Unless that defense completely gets gutted, which they've lost key pieces before, and they still find replacements. If they lose Spags and then Chris Jones decides he's done, he wants to retire, and that defense kind of falls apart, then I can see okay, it's going to be difficult. But it seems like the last 5 years, it's like everyone who's solid on the Chiefs stays.
And they've just gotten better and better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now they're younger.
And that's another thing.
And they're only going to get better.
And it's like the generation of the guys that were there from the previous Super Bowls are there implementing their style and everything onto the younger ones, just like how the Patriots were for the longest time, right?
Yeah.
Like how they kept winning with different dudes and different weapons and new generations of guys coming in. The Patriot way is now, I guess, made itself way to Kansas City, and now it's the Chiefs way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they do things different, and they're going to get better. And that sucks for the rest of the league, man. That honestly sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Let's talk about the Cowboys, dude, and hiring Jason Garrett 2.0.
Okay. Don't insult the guy before he even takes the job.
Okay, but how excited are you on a scale of 1 to 10 about Brian
Schottenheimer.
You know, I'm excited. On the scale of 1 to 10, the signing, I'm like a 2.
Is Matt Eberflus really your guys' DC?
Yes, signed today.
That wasn't a joke.
No,
I thought
signed,
it looked
signed
like a
today.
meme.
Signed today.
That's awesome. Fuck yeah, let's go.
So I'm at a 2, which made me think, man, you really can't fuck this up. Everyone expects you to be dog shit. So if somehow you can get to 10 wins, good job, dude. Like that's progress.
Kind of put a target on his back.
He's
though.
starting this low. Our expectations are all down here. Cowboy fans across the board.
But you guys will still be sad if he meets those expectations.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, he put a target on his back though with the comments he made talking about he's gonna win championships with Dak.
Sweet.
Everyone said that.
Sweet.
We've been saying every Cowboy, this is our year, right? So the head coach said this is our year. One big thing that I did love that he said in his press conference, he wants to do RPOs, he lives by motions, and he wants to run the ball. Thank God.
So what everybody else is doing already.
Yeah, but get me a running back that can do all that
He
shit.
called the plays this year or did Mike?
No, he hasn't called the plays the last 2 years.
So he was just like basically like consulting with Mike McCarthy.
Yeah.
Just like shadowing him during the games then.
That's the crazy thing. So he's been with the team now 3 years. Year 1, he's offense coordinator, play caller. Year 2, Mike McCarthy takes over as play caller. And that's when Dak last year goes on that MVP-like run.
Right.
And then this last year, Mike McCarthy is still a play caller. And obviously a ton of injuries and the shit later. Cooper Rush, you really can't do a whole lot.
And so then it's going to be the same regime, same coaches. It was pretty much a coup. That's what it was.
No, because they lost Zimmer. The Cowboys are still...
I know, but like
Yeah.
the rest of the assistant coaches and the staff, right? Like, I mean...
No, lost
boy,
Al Harris, dude.
I was going to say Al Harris.
Huge loss. That hurts me more than losing Mike McCarthy. It hurt me just as much as losing Dan Quinn. Al Harris is a genius.
Yeah, 'cause he developed Jerome Bland and Trayvon Diggs.
Yeah. It's really interesting, though. He's hired as a passing coordinator.
He's going to expand his game.
Yeah.
Good for him.
And so, someone asked me, like, that doesn't make any sense. He's a defensive guy coaching offense now. Well, to know the ins and outs of what you're going to go against, right? You got to know your defense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he knows what those corners are going to be doing on the other end. So great for him. Congrats, dude. He deserved it. He's with the Bears, which is a little unfortunate. But he's probably going to be a coordinator one day.
Right. Well, he's going to learn from Ben Johnson.
Yeah, he's probably closer to being a coordinator than anything really. Anyway, I still think that they're going to try and bring in Jason Witten. Part of me thinks that's why they went with Schottenheimer, is because you've accepted the puppet role, and so we're going to bring in Jason Witten as an assistant. I still think that's going to happen this year.
Do you think Jerry Jones went for just a puppet role?
What do you mean? Jerry Jones cried in his presser and said that
Get the fuck out of here,
he said he wasn't.
dude.
What was his quote? He said something this is him taking a risk, the biggest risk of all.
It's Jason Garrett.
In the
2.0.
last 5 years, I've taken more risk than I have the entire years before that in my life. Dude,
They're not paying off.
I listened to that entire press conference.
Did you really?
Yeah, and I was like, okay, first of all, I was like, Jerry Jones doesn't answer questions. He just speaks in metaphor. Like, he never answered, like, any of these questions.
Because he's toast upstairs, dude. Because he's confused as fuck.
Dude, they asked him how they got Brian Schottenheimer and what they thought. He talked for like 15 minutes and never said why, other than he was here and we like the risk that we're taking.
And somehow reverted it back to it centered around him.
Yeah. Oh, dude, he went on this huge tangent.
Honestly, it's starting to look more and more every time that Jimmy Johnson was the one responsible for those Super Bowls, dude.
Oh, 100%.
More and more.
If you ask any Cowboy fan with any sense of knowledge, Jerry Jones or Jimmy's the reason why they won anything.
And Jerry Jones, I think, is like with these coaching hires, it kind of seems like he's like trying to run away from that. Like he's trying to say like, no, it's because of me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
100%.
Well, that's what he wanted because he was so big with his ego. Because they talked about if Jerry doesn't disband that Cowboys team in the 90s, they probably create a dynasty.
Well,
probably.
Here's the thing. So when Jimmy and Jerry bumped heads and he fired Jimmy, he brought in, I'm blanking on his name right now. He talked about it on the press conference immediately after, and the Cowboys ended up winning the Super Bowl with him. But it was Jimmy's team that he built.
Yeah.
And it was easy to win a Super Bowl with that team. I mean, it was very dynasty-like.
But it was also the team coached by Jimmy Johnson. Like we talked about like how the one generation carries over to the next and the next. Like, yeah, you can,
is it Barry Switzer? Who was it?
Barry Switzer.
Barry Switzer.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, you can go win with the new head coach, but we've been the last 4 or 5 years with this other head coach. Like he kind of taught us everything we know.
Yeah. It's like Steve Kerr when he got the job for the Warriors for Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson laid the foundation for the Warriors.
He saw the vision.
He saw the vision. He drafted Curry. He drafted Clay, Draymond, and he built this team up. And their rookie season, when it wasn't working out, move off of him, bring in Steve Kerr, and Steve Kerr wins all the championships.
Right.
That's exactly what it's like.
Right.
So in a nutshell, my expectations are low. The only thing that I can think of is he does have a big backing from Dak Prescott. Obviously, what is your quarterback going to do? You going to pound the corner and say, no, that's not who I wanted?
Right.
But he was at the press conference. He posted about Schottenheimer. I'm hoping that behind the scenes they have a way better relationship that any of us know about. And if that's the case, maybe this does work out really well. But at the same time, Dak Prescott's best season of his career is when the plays went from Schottenheimer to Mike McCarthy.
So a little skeptical.
I mean, we'll see. And I feel like it's going to be the same old Cowboys. Right?
Probably. Eberflus is going to be the head coach or the DC, and maybe he's one of those guys that we talked about, better as a coordinator than a head coach. But at the same time, I had to figure out exactly when he was with Dallas earlier. He was just the linebacker coach during the eras that the Cowboys defense was complete dog shit. So
honestly, NFC is wide open, man. Like, I mean, like if you really think about it, this year we have the Eagles. This is their second time in the Super Bowl in 3 years.
But you don't know what Niners are going to get from here on out.
You don't know.
You don't know how the Lions are going to bounce back by losing all their coaches.
The Packers.
They're going to get healthier, but you don't really know.
What are the Vikings going to do at the quarterback position?
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's so many questions on the opposite side of the AFC. All these teams have their future solidified.
Right, pretty much. The AFC, Mahomes or Allen, Burrow, and Lamar are just always going to lose.
That core four though. There's a solid 4 quarterbacks in the AFC.
Don't leave out Tua.
I left out Justin Herbert. See,
I guess we could put him on the same boat.
So it's like Mahomes, Allen,
and then
Lamar, Burrow. You can
even add like CJ
Stroud,
right?
Tua, Herbert.
That sounds like any of these great quarterbacks ever just going to beat Mahomes ever.
You need a really good coach.
Maybe
that's gonna
Joe
be
Burrow?
involved.
It's gonna take a down year or you
An
I don't
injury
know.
season.
I was
or
just
something
saying
like that?
injury
Yeah.
season. That's what
Yeah.
happened with Brady that one year. That's how the Dolphins won the division.
When he
Brady
tore his ACL.
ACL.
Yeah, Matt Castle.
You know,
Yeah, Matt Castle came in.
I would have thought that Josh Allen would have been the guy to get it done. It seems like Joe Burrow's got to be the guy. He's actually done it
Joe Burrow's
felt
the
like
only quarterback besides Mahomes to make the Super Bowl like the last 6 years
out of the AFC.
out of the AFC.
And it still lost.
Yeah, and still lost.
That would be one thing if he would have won. Like, isn't Jalen Hurts the first quarterback since what was it, Jim Kelly, to ever make it back to the Super Bowl after losing his first Super Bowl? He's the only guy to go back to the Super Bowl after losing his first Super Bowl, other than
Jim Kelly?
since Jim Kelly,
Well, maybe he'll be just like Jim Kelly and just continue
to lose in Super Bowls. That's what I'm saying. But you get what I'm saying. Like, so like that means Brock Purdy's more than likely not going to win a Super Bowl. Joe Burrow's more than likely not going to win a Super Bowl then, right?
A good thing Dak hasn't lost a Super Bowl yet. There's still hope.
Can't lose a Super Bowl if you don't play in
yeah,
them.
if you don't get there.
Exactly.
I think I said that about Tua the other day with you. I was like, you can't lose it if you can't get there.
Yeah.
So,
Anything else we want to talk about? I mean, that was a good quick one.
fly over the hires Pete Carroll to Vegas.
I love it.
Good for
love
the
it.
Raiders.
I love
Maybe they're actually trying to win games now.
It's cool. Like, I mean,
Maybe they're trying to win games when they're supposed to win games now.
as a Niner fan, I know we're supposed to hate the Raiders because of like the Bay Area stuff.
Aren't you tired of
but
watching little brother get his ass beat
That's what I was
every
like.
single year?
Since he left, since the Raiders left, it's like the rivalry doesn't seem as bad anymore.
Yeah.
So if Pete Carroll's successful with the Raiders, if he could find a quarterback, like, cool.
You think he's
That's-
going to
it's
bring
gonna
back
be fun.
Russ?
That's what they're saying.
You think he's going to bring back Russ?
They
I
still
don't
have a
think
good
so.
relationship. He's gonna. I think he's a free agent, right?
Yeah.
He's on a 1-year deal.
Did it end? Did it end like fine with them? I thought it was like because they
No,
got
they said
into
that
it.
they still have a good relationship.
That's what
Well, that's
you
what
would
they're saying.
expect the
That's what
guys
they're
would
saying
say. That's
now,
what you
Yeah,
would
I
expect
know.
those guys.
Job.
Well, yeah, because he wants a job. That's what I thought. Because I'm like,
we're tight.
We're
Yeah.
good. We're
We're
good. Bring back Marshawn Lynch too.
The two most freaking positive guys in the entire league, like fake positivity guys, Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson.
Did you hear Marshawn Lynch and his
Raiders. Yeah.
He came up to Pete
Marshawn's
Carroll.
in a movie. I kind of like excited to see Marshawn in that movie.
Really?
It's like an action movie. It's like a kung fu action type thing.
Pete Carroll's
he's
just
starring in
following-
it?
Pete Carroll's
No,
just
he's like
following
a side-
Marshawn
he's like
Lynch
a side
storyline,
character.
right? Seattle into the Raiders. Marshawn, Seattle into the Raiders.
Yeah, but
Why not?
Marshawn was
Why
from
not?
the Bay. That's
He's
why I was
from
No,
like,
I know.
his-
That's why he's a big Raider guy.
big Raider guy. So, I mean, it's cool for Pete Carroll. Cool for Matt Eberflus to get back on his feet. Over there, in
Not at
Dallas.
our expense.
It's cool to see him. Who else? Aaron Glenn taking the Jets job.
How about the Patriots are like, hey, let's just rewind and pretend we're like 8 years ago.
with Mike Vrabel?
Vrabel and then McDaniels is coming back.
Oh yeah, McDaniel's going
Oh
back.
yeah, Josh
That's right.
McDaniels.
Mhm.
Liam Cohen, that saga between the
That'll be
Tampa Bay
interesting.
Buccaneers and Jacksonville Jaguars.
That's right, because he declined it and then
Yeah, because he
accepted
didn't
it.
want to. He didn't want to be with your
Yeah.
boy Trent Baalke.
Right.
And then they were like fired him, and then they're like, no, he's gone
He's
now.
gone. He's
take
like,
the job.
okay.
Take the job.
Trent Baalke is bad, dude. He was terrible.
How about Saleh?
Salah getting back on
Dude,
the Niners.
that's huge for the Niners.
That's huge.
I didn't know that his deal was conditional. Like he told the Niners, I will re-sign with you guys as DC if I don't get a head coaching job. And so it was like the minute that they announced Schottenheimer, they announced Saleh because he was kind of holding out that I
Maybe the
might still
Cowboys.
get the Cowboy job. And once they announced that, that's when on Twitter, Jesus, who was it on Twitter?
I don't know.
Anyway, it was just like, this confirmed, or Ian Rappaport was like, this confirmed Saleh to the Niners because he was holding out for the Cowboy job.
And yeah, and they got Salah, and that's honestly what every Niner fan wanted was for Salah to come back.
You're excited, right?
Oh yeah,
I would be excited.
excited, dude.
And guess where Super Bowl 60 is next year?
In Santa Clara.
Santa Clara.
That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, we
I don't have
Could
to.
it be?
we
I
pray.
don't have to drive that far to watch my Cowboys.
Where's the Pro Bowl games going to be at? Isn't it going to be in Santa Clara?
Isn't it always in Vegas now?
No, they would just keep him at one location. It might be Orlando. They do
No.
like
Was it
the whole
Orlando?
Disney thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. because they have them at
That's
that
right.
Camping World Stadium.
I hope it's cold as shit for them in Orlando. When it was cold as shit.
It was
for
that
me.
cold?
Dude. It was like low 40s,
Wasn't
pouring
it
rain.
I was gonna say, wasn't it rain or snowing like a little further up?
further
north?
north.
A few hours
yeah.
north of us was snowing. My first trip to Florida, and the weather's dog shit, bro. Dog shit.
Climate change.
It was a
dude.
massive storm, freezing cold, like 20-mile-an-hour winds. It was terrible.
That's awesome, dude.
Dude,
I'm,
it sucks.
I'm glad you got to
It
experience
sucks,
that.
bro.
That's cool. Went to Florida and it's just
Dog
ass.
shit weather, dude.
So we talked about Liam Cohen, Vrabel, Aaron Glenn,
Ben Johnson,
Ben Johnson,
What's his face to the Jets?
Schottenheimer,
Aaron Glenn.
Oh,
yeah, we
yeah.
talked about him already.
We did?
Pete Carroll.
Where was I?
Yeah,
Huh?
Pete Carroll to the Raiders.
So where was I? That was
we
at
just
6,
we
right?
just briefly went over him.
I zoned out. I didn't
Yeah,
even
you
talk
probably
about
zoned
it.
out.
The only one, well, the Saints haven't hired. That's the only one we're leaving.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, the Saints.
It'll
And then,
probably be Kellen Moore.
Were there any front runners?
think so.
Was it Kellen Moore?
He
Kellen
interviewed
Moore-
today.
He interviewed today.
Oh, okay.
Which
I
leads me to
remember
believe they're holding out for
They're
Kellen
gonna
Moore,
wait
right?
till the Super
because I
Bowl's
thought they were
done.
going to go with Mike McCarthy, but he said he's going to
Yeah,
take the year off.
it was just like an hour ago that Mike McCarthy said that he's taking the year off.
They'll probably wait till the Super Bowl's done.
It's just like
Mhm.
Bill again. Remember when Bill, nobody wanted to hire Bill, and then he was like, "I'm just going to take the year off."
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then he ended up in college.
And he still has. Well, yeah, like everybody thought he was going to go to the Raiders with
Dude,
Tom Brady.
I think how quickly the Patriots fell apart after Tom Brady left, and how Tom Brady just left and then went and like dominated some more with the Bucks.
like 2 more years. Yeah.
It's a really bad look for Bill Belichick.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really
It's bad.
It's bad.
Yeah.
It's almost like, dude, we can clearly see now you weren't the guy.
Right.
You weren't the guy that was winning all
Right.
those championships with the Patriots.
Well, to win multiple Super Bowls like that, to have a dynasty, it's like, yeah, you can have a head coach to put everything together, but at the end of the day, the quarterback is the one that's out there
Driving,
Mhm.
driving the offense and
Yeah.
making the plays. Like, if you don't have a quarterback,
You can draw
dude, good fucking luck.
you can draw the best X's and O's out there,
Right.
but if you don't got someone that's gonna execute it, you ain't gonna win.
Exactly. Right. And so, like, Bill, like, yeah, I mean, after Tom Brady left, I mean, that was it. Andy Reid didn't win one until he got with Patrick Mahomes,
Mahomes.
right? Because he even took the Eagles to a Super Bowl.
It's all about the
He's-
duo connection, dude.
he's
That's all that
all-
matters.
Mhm.
The stat I saw is that he's the all-time winningest coach in Philadelphia Eagle history and the Kansas City Chiefs
It's
history.
insane. It's insane.
That's crazy.
So,
Andy Reid is insane
yeah. So now he gets to coach against his former team once again in the Super Bowl.
and beat them.
Yeah.
And beat them.
Mahomes gonna
potentially beat
win.
him.
Mahomes gonna win 4 Super Bowls against 2 teams.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's why low key I kind of want the Eagles to lose because like
You
I don't
wouldn't
want the
feel as bad?
Niners to be the only team to lose to him twice. And then Jalen Hurts is going to be a quarterback to lose to him twice. That's going to suck too for Jalen.
'Cause
Jim
you had
Kelly.
Jimmy,
Yeah.
Jimmy G
Jim
and-
Kelly 2.0.
Yeah.
Fuck Purdy.
'Cause- yeah, so I mean that's going to be shitty. For Nick Sirianni too, he's going to be compared to Kyle Shanahan, right?
Yeah.
Damn.
Because everybody talks
Lose
about
2
Kyle
Super Bowls.
Shanahan can't hit the big one or whatever.
Sirianni's dog shit though. He's dog shit. Kyle
He's
Shanahan's
got
at
his
least-
2 Super Bowls.
Kyle Shanahan's at
He's
least a good
gone to 2
quarterback.
Super Bowls.
He's both times he's been blessed with great defenses and then just a running back that just loses his fucking mind.
And he got to play Brock Purdy elbow injury that
Yeah,
benefited.
when
the
Brock Purdy
MCL.
choked.
Yeah, and then he
Uh-huh.
got to play a rookie in the conference title game with Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then beat 2 rookies in a year.
So when you like zoom out, you're like, hey, oh well, I mean, I guess you got the
Yeah.
benefit. Of, Brock
Yeah.
Purdy wasn't healthy when you beat him the first time,
then you beat a rookie quarterback.
and then you
the
beat a
second
rookie
year.
quarterback the second
Mhm.
time to
Mhm.
get there. So
Right.
mm,
Like, how different do you think it would have been like if Detroit would have won that game? Right.
oh, it would have been up and down.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Mhm.
Detroit against the Eagles, like that would have been crazy.
I think
Mhm.
Detroit would have beat him.
But come on, let's give credit where it's due, bro.
I ain't giving them no fucking credit.
No, I meant me for picking the Commanders.
For against the Lions.
I
oh,
was the
yeah.
only
Yeah,
one
you
on
were the
that
only
boat.
one.
Yeah.
I was the only one that picked the Eagles.
Yeah, you did.
You guys
I thought
picked-
the Lions were. To be fair, I thought the Lions weren't even going to be in that game. I thought the Lions were going to lose to the Rams.
Divisional.
No, I knew the Rams were gonna lose. Like that was like, there's no way they're beating the Eagles. The Rams, there's not enough there. Was that the last run for the Rams too? I mean, what do you do with Matthew
I
Stafford?
kind of saw on Twitter that they're talking about is that Stafford's last game as a Ram.
It could be Cooper Kupp's last game as a
Welcome
Ram.
to
Cooper
Dallas,
Kupp I
baby.
can see because
Yeah.
they're
Welcome
gonna
to Dallas.
they're gonna invest in Puka.
Yeah, Puka's a dude.
Puka and Kyron are the two front runners.
They
of that
drafted
offense.
really well, and their defensive line is stout.
That's what makes me think that Stafford might get like another
A year or two.
2-year extension with like an option after the first, just so they can make another run at it. You know?
Where does Cooper Kupp go?
Buffalo?
Not to the
Buffalo.
to place Amari Cooper.
No.
I don't know. That's a good question. That's a really good question. I don't know who would take him.
There's plenty of teams that will
Dallas
take him.
Cowboys would take him. Give me him.
Think about his former coordinators. He'd
to be the
probably go
number
to
2 to
Jacksonville
CeeDee
with Liam
Lamb?
Cohen.
Oh yeah, he could.
Because
That'd be
Liam
cool,
Cohen,
Liam Cohen.
coordinated
Mhm.
2 years ago, or what? I don't know if he called the plays, but he was like the quarterback coach with the
Right.
Rams. I think that's where that connection was with Baker Mayfield in Tampa.
What about your boy Tyreek? He wants out.
Also,
He came out
come
the
to
other
Dallas,
day and
baby.
he was like, I was in the heat of the moment. I said some things, but it is what it is. Like his time has run its course. It's
he's no
better
longer
to,
the guy.
Yeah.
It happens to everyone, right?
Especially when you rely on speed
Mm-hmm.
your entire career.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Happened to Julio. Happened to D-Hop.
wide receivers
happened
fall.
to Tyreek.
But-
Wide receivers fall the hardest. I feel
no,
like.
but
No,
he
running
still
backs.
has some juice to him. So watch him go back to the Chiefs and just
And then
tear it up again.
he won't go back to the Chiefs.
Dude, him and Xavier Worthy on the field at the same time.
Oh
It's
my
like,
God.
what?
That's the Chiefs wouldn't take him. They're like, we have Xavier Worthy. Like that's
No, the Chiefs wouldn't take him for bigger reasons because you said we couldn't win without you, and we're
We're
2 weeks
gonna
away
win
from doing it
3.
twice.
or no,
Oh man, I wouldn't roll it out because imagine, like you guys said, Worthy, Hill, Rashid Rice, Kelsey if he comes back.
Chelsea
with,
will come back.
with Mahomes,
Dude, Kelsey's gonna retire and just travel the world with
and
Taylor Swift.
Just go to all her concerts.
Just go to all of her concerts. 4-time Super Bowl winner.
You think they'll be forever, like together forever? Like
Yeah,
you think so?
yeah, and I think they're gonna do it all because of the media.
Honestly, I think those chicks that are that high up in like the social status and stuff, they're fucking crazy. Like you think about like you compare Taylor Swift to like J-Lo or Madonna or like Mariah Carey, like those big time artists, right? No relationships ever last, right? Because nobody can tell.
Shakira lasted a while with PK.
And he fucking cheated on her.
Well, it's because they're in the limelight for so long, so it's like everything becomes public.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, that everything
So it's
becomes
hard
public.
for them. It's hard for them to live a
But who's
normal
who's
life.
fucking telling Beyonce's bitch ass no? You shut up, right? Like,
Jay-Z?
Yeah, but who's telling like J-Lo like no? You fuck off. Like they're gonna do whatever the fuck they want to
Hey,
do.
Beyonce is an outlier. She's only been with Jay-Z since she was like 16.
Jay-Z's also a fucking billionaire. He's still got more money than she does.
Yeah, that's true.
I think.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Beyonce.
At any moment she can fucking decide to divorce him too, right? Like you think, yeah. So I don't know. I don't think they're gonna be together forever. A long time.
Why are we talking
maybe.
about this? Why are we talking about this?
I don't know. I just went off.
Cut this shit out.
You want
Because
me to cut it out?
I said
Nah,
something
I don't care.
about Kelsey retiring, and then you said he's
Yo,
going
you
to
travel
travel.
the world.
Charlie
Taylor
Rose, Taylor
Swift.
Swift.
All right, so we're all on the Chiefs.
Chiefs winning the Super Bowl, man. 3-peat. We're gonna compare to Mahomes to
What
Brady.
color is the Gatorade?
Yeah,
Uh,
Super Bowl MVP,
Patrick Mahomes?
Mahomes.
Isaiah Pacheco.
I'll say
Isaiah Pacheco.
Give
Chris
me-
Jones.
take a flyer on Chris Jones,
Chris Jones does make plays
just
when
in
it
case
fucking
it's
matters.
a defensive
Yeah.
battle or
Yeah.
he gets a scoop and score and seals the game.
Dude, can you imagine the Eagles fumble on the first drive, scoop and score Chris Jones? It's over.
No, the Eagles.
is over.
The Eagles are going to go up early. The Eagles are going. They're
Well,
going to run the ball.
We've been getting blessed with all these amazing games the last couple of years, right? We had the overtime game last year. Sorry.
Right.
The 30,
Scars are still healing.
We're due for a blowout.
yeah, the 38-35 from Eagles and Chiefs 2 years ago.
Right.
And then the year before that, it was who was it? The comeback for the Rams, right, against the Bengals.
Mhm.
Right.
So
Mhm.
3 close matchups, right? All 1-score games, and then we had the Mahomes blowout. I think like 4 years ago. So are we due
when
for,
they got blown out by Brady, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So are we due for a blowout?
Are we due for a something that doesn't end in a 1 touchdown or 1-score game? We've been getting blessed
I think-
with 3 straight Super Bowls that ended
I
it
think
with
you
the
could be
one
right.
possession.
I think this could be like a 10-point difference.
Like it's not. It doesn't come down to the fourth quarter, or
Yeah.
to the final drive.
I still think it's going to come down to the final drive.
You think so?
I think so.
I mean,
think-
it's great for the.
because it's the way the Patriots the Chiefs have been playing all year. Every single one of their games have come down to the wire.
Yeah.
True.
Except for the Texans.
do
one.
just enough.
I've
Yeah.
seen people like, oh, we're not gonna watch this. Yes, you are.
Everybody's
Stop.
watching it.
Stop.
Yeah.
You're gonna watch
Yeah.
whether it's for Kendrick, whether it's for the Eagles, whether it's for
You
the
know
Chiefs.
what I was telling my boss today? What would be the least watched Super Bowl of all time? It would be the Chiefs and the Cowboys.
No, people would watch it. People would
because
watch
they hate them
because
both.
they hate
But,
both.
but
Yeah.
you hate both teams.
Yeah.
That I think that's.
I would
tough.
still root for the Chiefs in that situation.
It's-
Really?
but
I'm never rooting for the Cowboys.
Yeah, me too. I think my worst nightmare would be if like any AFC East team played the Cowboys. I would literally have to root for my division.
For, like if the Bills ever made it against the Cowboys.
Yeah, I thought about this. I'm like,
According to the conspiracy theories, oh no, it wouldn't be the Cowboys. Like, because like you know how like the logo has always been the
Yeah.
color of the teams playing. So this next year's logo is like all blue, and so they're
it's
like
gonna be it's gonna be the Bills and the Cowboys because there's silver in there.
yeah, that's what I was like. Because the other one,
Bills and Cowboys, baby.
the other one was Bills and Lions.
I saw when it said Chargers and Bears, and I was like, what? No, absolutely not.
Could you
Fortunately-
imagine? Chargers and
fortunately for
Bears?
me-
how weird that would be.
I was telling Angelique that when it comes to the pecking order of the way I hate teams, I hate the Eagles more than I hate the Niners. So
Surprising.
maybe a little. I said, but I can never root for the Niners between the Niners and the Eagles for one reason only. I know one Eagles fan, and he can give me shit for like 2 minutes. I know so many Niner fans. I can't live to see the Niners succeed. It would tear me apart. But fortunately, like you have
These
like,
past
if the
few years have been rough
The
for you.
AFC East and the Cowboys, like if they played each other in the Super Bowl, like you're fucked.
Yeah,
Like
but
for me, I can just root for anyone in the AFC. It does not matter. It will not bother me.
Yeah, but I don't really know any Patriots. Well, a couple Patriots fans that would, be so happy about it. I know a ton of Cowboys fans, and I can't.
I got
do it.
Sergio. That's the only Eagle fan that I know.
Can't do it.
can't
I
do it
cannot
with
watch this
Cowboy
guy.
fans.
I already had to watch him rip a fantasy title away from me because Jalen Hurts got hurt on a semifinal matchup.
against the Commanders.
I could not.
He's talking about semifinals.
Can
bro.
you imagine?
We're talking
if,
about
if the
semifinals.
Cowboys were to win the Super Bowl, like
The arrogance, the size of his boner this guy would have when
It's-
he's talking shit to us.
I mean, can you imagine how he was when the Giants were winning World Series
With the-
titles? Like,
3 out of
It
5,
would,
baby.
it would be like,
Three out of
I
5.
know it hurts him that the Dodgers won this year. So
It does.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
does. It does very badly.
but it would be that probably times 10.
yeah,
if the
because it's
Cowboys-
football,
yeah, 'cause
like, and
it's,
we all enjoy
yeah.
football.
Well,
to an
really,
extreme.
the Cowboys are the only team of mine I've never like truly like got to experience them winning a championship.
And you never will.
No, that's not true. I'm not dying young.
So you take that back.
Don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby.
I mean, yeah, dude. I just hate the Cowboys. Everybody does. And
That's
a lot of
fine.
people hate the Eagles. Like I've heard a bunch of people saying that the Eagles are the worst
fan
fans.
base.
Yeah.
Philadelphia
yeah.
fans are the worst fans in
They're
the entire
rough.
world.
They are rough.
They
and they
are
know it too.
terrible.
And they live on that too.
They're awful.
Mhm.
God awful.
But did you see the video of the guy? I think it was against like Packers, where he's like calling
Yeah.
the chick a cunt and stuff.
Yeah,
That was rough.
that's bad.
That was rough.
It's really bad.
I would have fucking
and can you
saw-
imagine all the stuff that doesn't get recorded that
right.
goes on in that
It's
thing?
bad.
I
It's
saw
bad.
someone made a skit. He's a Philly fan, and he comes home, and his wife's like recording, and she's like, "Did you see someone at the Philly game was calling
Oh,
some
yeah,
woman
I
a
seen
cunt?" He's like, "What?" And they're like, "They got it on camera." And they're like, "He got it on camera," and he's like all nervous, and he's just like, "Yeah, I saw the video. That
He's all,
guy's a
dude, I
dick."
called like 3 cunts cunt, dude.
He was not thinking it's him, dude.
Yeah.
Typical Eagle fan, man. They're all shitty.
They suck. They,
It's not just
I would
Eagles
not-
fans, it's Philadelphia
yes.
in general.
I would not
Phillies-
want to go to
Phillies
Philadelphia.
fans, Sixers
Sixers,
fans,
all of them,
Flyer
Flyers,
fans, all
all
of
of
you
them.
guys. You guys are awful. God awful. Scum of the earth.
It's just Philly. That town sucks.
Yes. The only good thing to come out of Philly is Rocky
Cheesesteak?
Balboa.
I was gonna say
No,
cheesesteak.
Rocky. No, that's overrated. Rocky Balboa, best thing to come out of Philadelphia.
That's true. A cheesesteak.
He's not even from Philly.
Sylvester Stallone's not, but
Yeah.
Rocky is.
Yeah. The Italian stallion, dude.
Italian stallion, baby.
I don't know. He did a porno before he did Rocky.
What?
It's true.
I didn't know that.
It's called the Italian Stallion.
I had no
100%.
idea. I
That's
had
real.
no
That is real. If you're watching, you're still watching at this point, which you're probably not. But
Steve's
watch,
watching.
Watch that, dude.
Thanks, Steve. You're our number one fan.
Sylvester Stallone was in a porno before he did Rocky.
Watch,
called the
Steve's gonna
Italian
text
Stallion.
us. Steve's gonna text us in like 5 days.
He's gonna send us a picture
Then he's
of
gonna be
the
"I've seen
Italian
it.
Stallion.
I've seen it.
I'm telling you, Steve's gonna know. Steve will know.
Did you see this text today, dude?
You guys brought up Philly. Oh, the one about Knox.
No, was that about Knox? No, it was about Kyle and the cheerleaders.
Oh, Kyle.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he said Knox.
No, it was
My
Kyle.
bad. I read it at a glance.
No, it was funny. I was like the first DC to also be the head coach for the cheer team.
That'd be fire, dude. Flame. Be like Modern Family when they have the gay head coach or whatever.
Yes.
The gay football coach.
He's from Indiana, so he just knows football.
Yeah, because he's like from Missouri or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah. Seen that. That show's funny.
Anything else?
I think that's it, man. I think we probably can cover another 3 hours, but I think I'm good.
Yeah, I think we're good.
That's a good place to stop it.
All right, buddy. Thanks for watching.